Guys, I am so pissed off because I've literally just recorded 3 videos. I recorded 1 episode of the Outcasts. No, 2 videos then. I recorded 1 episode of the Outcasts and 1 episode of Win One Take One. I was just about to start doing another episode of Win One Take One when I realised that I wasn't recording my fucking screen. I recorded the audio, but the screen, nope. So I did like a 30-minute season review already, and I'm going to have to do it all again. In terms of Win One Take One, if you guys are watching that series, it'll be coming out tomorrow, like when I redo it all. But basically, if you've seen it, my team are awful and we can't buy a win, basically. So we went and played Man City in the second leg of the semi-final of the League Cup. Got beat 3-1 in that one. But then we went and played Arsenal, and I changed my tactics, and we thumped Arsenal 3-1 at home. And then I used my wild card to pick one of their players. So basically, that's gone. So I've got to do all of that again. So make sure you watch that tomorrow just to see how that goes. Hopefully, I don't know. I can just see us losing against Arsenal now, and it's been awful. But in terms of this save, I quickly changed my finance screen because on the screen that started, you will have seen that there was a real spoiler there saying Aurier was the outcast. Basically, I did randomise it between... Well, what happened was it was between Pogba, Aurier, and... Well, I mentioned what I said. Apologies if this is a bit of a ramble. It's me trying to remember all the things that I talked about in a 30-minute long video. So basically, somebody mentioned on Twitter that to make it a bit fair for me, that I shouldn't have to lose a player from the same position like 2 seasons in a row, which I sort of agreed with. So we've got so I lost Di Maria last season, so I won't lose an attacker this season, basically. So I did a randomizer, completely legit. I absolutely promised this was fair, and it was between Aurier and Pogba, and we actually lost Aurier. Now, I actually said in the recording that I would rather have lost Pogba because it's easier to replace a centre midfielder than a right back of like a world-class quality, I mean. So we went in, we had a look at Pogba and his stats, and we saw that he wasn't too great for us. In 32 appearances, got 3 goals, 5 assists. I suppose in 48 appearances down at the bottom here, 48 appearances, 6 goals, 10 assists. I would have thought that he would have been a lot more replaceable than Aurier. Now, I've went and scouted Bellerin, but I'll have a look around for some other right backs as well, because Aurier was excellent for us. And I gave them nicknames as well. So Di Maria's got a nickname of Outcast, Aurier's got a nickname of Outcast. We're going to Aurier because I actually gave him a new contract as well. So he's here for like another 4 years, which is ridiculous. I shouldn't have done that, really. I did that with Verratti at the end of the first season as well, and luckily we got away with it. But now it's Aurier's time. 7.84 rating. He was easily good, easily our best defender. In terms of overall rating, as you can see, I played through till the 2nd of July, so all of this is gone. So I have to do it from memory. I went in and checked every single player. I actually thought it was Verratti ahead of Pogba in the ratings, but when I checked, Pogba did actually have the highest rating, so he went in. In terms of attackers, it was Hazard with, I think he got exactly an 8 rating. Pogba like a 7.5, and Aurier, I can't remember what it was, like 7.8. But there we are. So we lost Aurier. Now, apologies that you didn't get to see me do it in the randomizer. I was being an idiot and forgot to record my screen. Basically, like what happened was, I recorded the update video which came out yesterday, and I didn't record my screen because I only needed audio for it because I was going to put like overlays, as you probably saw in yesterday's video. But I'm not sure why I set my Tweedy to halfback. I'll have to check my formation. So going into the coming season, I normally tweak my tactics, but I might have it as like the same tactics as I had last season. In terms of like my starting lineup, I think Marquinhos and Zuma will definitely be my pairing as centre back, as Thiago Silva's stats are starting to decline. But what I want to do is, I've still got like 370 million to spend, and I want to pick up. I want to try and get Varane or another centre back. I'm gonna try and get 2 right backs because Arbeloa is currently our backup right back, but he's not great for us. We picked up Clichy on a free transfer. He's going to be back up to Kazawa. And you might have noticed that we've made a couple of signings here. We signed René Adelaide from Arsenal and Anthony Martial from Manchester United. We bought Martial for 50 million. Now, it might definitely overpaid for him, but I don't really have to care about money basically in this sale. I've got like too much to spend. So he's like my long-term replacement for Ibrahimovic. And René Adelaide is to replace Lavezzi, who we've just let go on a free transfer. So that's where I'm thinking. In terms of like all like the players down here, Clichy's going to be my backup, as I've already mentioned, and Cavani I might let go depending on who I can bring in these attacking positions. So we've got Hazard, Aguero, Bale. Now I want to try and get. Well, I've been trying my hardest to get Neymar again, but it's not happening at all. I've even signed a couple of players that have the same agent as Neymar, just so I can like try and get like a good relationship with him. So I've signed Lucas Felipe and Clayton Costa for like 7.2 million altogether for those two. Now they're not great at all. Basically, I just bought them because of their agent. So if we go into that information, his agent is friendly with me now. So this is what I try and do to get like the big players that won't come to me. So his relationship with me is friendly, but he still won't. Neymar still won't discuss anything with me at all. So I'm going to keep on trying for that, but I can't expect it will happen. The fee is 120 million that Barcelona accept, but we'll have to try and wait and see. I don't know if I can improve it from being friendly. I might try and sign a couple of other like the cheap players. So this guy's worth like 47k. So I might try and buy him. Just try and sign like a few more, just so that. To try and improve it from friendly. I'm not entirely certain because I've never usually done this approach before. I remember reading about it a couple of months ago, that like to improve relationships with agents. So I'm not entirely certain if it can be better than friendly. I might try and do that though. Sign a few players. Maybe I get like 5 from the same player, 5 with the same agent. Hopefully you can have it as like friendly. I don't know what would be better than friendly. Like I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So we'll go over quickly the fixtures from last season. So obviously I need to go back. So friendlies were okay. We lost to Man City, but I don't really control the friendlies. This is where I first played my tiki-taka formation, because I changed my tactics completely from the end of the first season going into this second season, and we ended up falling behind. So I was like, oh my god, my tactics aren't working at all. Then Bale and Aguero got us out of trouble to win 2-1 to win the Trophy de Champions. We started the league well. We dropped points against Guingamp, but apart from that, we kept a lot of clean sheets. Then we played Atletico for the first time this season, where we actually ended up playing them 3 times, as you know. We lost 4-2. I went a bit too attacking in that one. A bit of a contrast from the Champions League final, where I went too defensive way too early. Where we at here? So in the second time we played them, we actually drew 0-0 at our stadium. Basically, we needed a win to try and get top spot in the group, but Atletico got a draw. So it's like 2 matches in a row where we failed to score. That didn't happen, I don't think, anywhere else this season. But it meant that we finished second in our group, where we got Juventus, where you saw this in a double live commentary. Pogba scoring in the 88th minute in the first leg to give us a 1-0 lead, and we lost the second leg 2-1, but we actually went through on away goals. We actually went 2-0 up on aggregate as well, so I felt like that was game over, but it was like a nervy last 25 minutes after Mandzukic gave them a 2-1 lead. But we went through on away goals, where we would play Bayern Munich, this is by far our performance of the season, where we beat Bayern Munich 5-0. Now, Martinez was obviously sent off early, but I changed my formation to a 4-4-2, and it paid dividends, where Bale getting 2, Hazard, Ibra and Cavani all getting goals, and that basically was tie over. In the second leg, we got beat 3-1. I was actually just disappointed to lose this match, and also this is where Ibrahimovic broke his leg as well, so he was out for the rest of the season from that point forward. Then we played the League Cup final, where we beat Monaco 3-1. Great performance from us. Dominant display. They didn't look like beating us, really. I think the 3 times we played Monaco this season, we beat them 3-0 twice, and then 3-1 here in the cup final as well. Then we played, okay, I'm not really too bothered about that, the semi-final. Then we played Benfica in the semi-final of the Champions League, where I was so disappointed to concede in the 89th minute of the first leg, especially as we were at home, so that was an away goal that we conceded. I was disappointed to do that. It was horrible for us, and I've mentioned before that I feel like I'm crap at playing away from home, so I felt like we ruined our Champions League chances, especially after we beat Juventus, Bayern Munich. I was like, oh god, we're going to get knocked out by Benfica, so I was quite disappointed. But in the second leg, we won 3-1. Great performance there. Excellent, really. What can you say? So at half time it was 1-1, so it was quite tight. It was going to go to extra time, but then Hazard scored straight after half time, and Aguero as well, just 10 minutes after that, to make us win the match 3-1 on the night, 4-2 on aggregate. Then we played the French Cup final, where we beat Le Havre 4-0. Not really a match to trouble us. So we got the domestic treble after obviously we won the league. We won the league like ages ago as well. It was like, I think it was this match against Stade Rennes where we won the league in between the Champions League matches, and I think that's why I didn't live commentate us doing that. But then going into the Champions League final, we were 2-1 up at half time. I remember I went to defensive around like the 65th minute mark, where I changed my formation, and I think I can't remember too much. I remember going to defensive way too early, and they caught us out to go 2-2. And Hazard, after he scored 2 goals in the match, missed one of the penalties that cost us. I can't remember who else missed the penalty. I'll quickly try and head into that. Yeah, so in the penalty shootout, Hazard, Aguero and Pastore all missed. It was a pretty even match. That they missed with Bruma and Turchi as well, so it was a stressful match. But I don't know. We should have won it within 90 minutes, really. Yeah, I'm still disappointed that we lost that. In terms of new signings, I'm not entirely too certain. I mentioned that obviously I want Neymar, Varane as well. I've highlighted Bellerin, maybe. But in terms of that, I'm not too sure, really. I've been looking around for another defensive midfielder. Like I was looking at Kondogbia, who's at Man City. Also, I was looking at William Carvalho as well, I think he's still at Sporting Lisbon, but I can't remember. So we'll keep an eye on that, just as like a backup, because we let Thiago Motta go at the end of the season. So it's basically just to have more strength in depth as well. So I think that's pretty much it. Like the first video that I recorded was definitely a lot longer, so I've probably cut some corners, not mentioned some things that I should have. Once again, apologies that I didn't show the randomizer. I can promise, hand on heart, that Aurier was the outcast. It was between him and Pogba. Like I said, I would have preferred Pogba because he's easier to replace. But going into the next episode, I think I'll probably do the Trophy of the Champions, where we're up against Lille. So I'll come back end of July. So that'll be at the start of the next episode where we'll play Lille. Then I'll skip until the end of the transfer window to let you know if I've signed anybody, and then I'll end the episode. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.